synergize with federal government on refugees' welfare. Senate adopt motion seeking investigation of abandoned National Primary Health Center projects. Plus, House of Representatives conduct test run to ascertain credibility and transparency of proposed sections of Constitution review. Details in just a moment. Good evening and welcome to NTA 9 News. I am Erika Ivi. Now the news in details. The Cross River State government is promising to work with the federal government to protect the welfare of refugees from Cameroon and other countries. This was during a visit by the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development to the Deputy Governor of the state in a fact-finding mission on refugees. Paul Abel reports.
With the earlier submission by the State Refugee Commission about the influx of Cameroonian refugees into Cross River State, the team comprising the United Nations High Commission on Refugees, federal government agencies and other development partners is in the state to also assess the humanitarian situation as a result of the increasing number of refugees. The state government promised to continue the support to refugees residing in the state in the areas of healthcare, social welfare, education, water and sanitation, provision of land for agricultural purposes, among others.
We have made available about 98 hectares of land for the refugees to engage in various forms of farming. We will continue to support the refugees. We will continue to address their concerns. We continue to ensure that we don't have a deterioration of health conditions like HIV and AIDS.
How best to manage issues of refugees. So we are here today to interact with the relevant stakeholders who are concerned with the management of persons of concerns, not only the refugees but also the internally displaced persons.
The team is expected to visit the 6 local government areas accommodating refugees, which include Bakassi, Ogoja, Ikam, Etin, Boki, and Obanlik local government areas. In Calabar, Paul Abel, Nta News.
Senate has adopted a motion by Senator Ibrahim Olaribe seeking investigation of abandoned 400 billion naira National Primary Health Center project initiated in 2006. The senators want to know the status of the project funds warehoused in a commercial bank and determine the progress of projects in the 774 local government areas, among others.
Some of these projects were commenced and abandoned at various stages, while majority of them were never started, despite huge sum of money released to all subcontractors.
The construction of these primary health centers was a major thing for the country, and it would have helped our health care center and supported whatever fragile healthcare system we had.
It is part of our job to investigate. It's part of our constitutional responsibility. I think Section 80 of 1999 Constitution as amended has given us this power of inquiry.
Status of the projects in each of the 774 local governments. 3, carry out evaluation of the consultant, contractor, and subcontractors that participated in the project. 4, carry out a schedule of dilapidation on the projects. And 5, recommend ways of completing the projects nationwide.
Senate therefore mandates the Joint Committees on Health, Primary Health Care, and Communicable Disease, as well as that of Housing, to investigate and report within 6 weeks. Meanwhile, the House of Representatives is making arrangements to ensure that voting by lawmakers on the bills seeking amendment to some sections of the 1999 Constitution is credible and transparent. A test run was today conducted during plenary with the computers installed for the purpose of electronic voting, which has been adopted for the exercise coming up in 2 weeks' time. The current constitution review is a feat conducted by the National Assembly. The thematic areas of the exercise by the 9th National Assembly include local government autonomy, judicial reforms, national security, and electoral matters. House Speaker Femi Gbajabiamila says adoption of electronic voting is of essence.
And one of the essential ingredients of that constitutional democracy is to be able to determine for the people back home that we represent whether we're protecting their interest or we're voting in their interest or not. So the voting, electronic voting, is not just about the numbers, it's about the record and the pattern of voting.
The Trade Union Congress is set to mobilize workers for active participation in politics. The Congress considered these expedient, considering debates and opinions that the organized labor has not successfully tapped into the opportunity provided in a liberal democracy, which emphasizes grassroots participation and negotiation of interests. TUC President Quadri Olaliye feels the fact that it is the political ruling class that takes decision affecting the socio-economic well-being of workers is enough justification for the organized labor to get involved in politics, which is why there are very strong linkages between democracy, good governance, and workers' economic well-being.
In a few days from now, the Congress will be organizing a roundtable intended to achieve the following: to broaden the conversation on the need to change leadership recruitment process in Nigeria through ensuring that credible leaders with great potentials emerge to lead at various levels; to generate continuous conversation on free, fair, and credible electoral process and good governance in Nigeria.
TUC says mobilization of workers and like-minded political actors for political alternative to leadership problem in Nigeria has started. And to security, Minister Niger Delta Affairs, Senator Godswill Akpabio, has reiterated the importance of collaboration among relevant security agencies for achievement of national and international peace and development. The minister stated this while receiving in courtesy members of Course 15 Executive Intelligence participants of the National Institute for Security Studies, NISS, led by the Deputy Commandant and Director of Studies, Didakus Egbaje, at the Ministers' Conference Room. A statement signed by his Chief Press Secretary, Mr. Johnson Udom, affirms that there must be synergy among states that share same borders within Nigeria and countries that do same. Akpabio commended the Institute and its management, particularly on the choice of the theme, Global Climate Challenge, Prospects and Priorities for Economic Development and Conflict Resolutions in Africa. You're watching news reaching you from the studio of Nta Calabar. You can also watch these newscasts from my YouTube channel at YouTube/NTA Calabar. More news when we return. Don't go away. Welcome back to the rest of the bulletin. The National Orientation Agency and partners have launched a citizens reorientation initiative tagged One Voice Nigeria Projects. Kenneth Nanim reports that the program is aimed at mobilizing Nigerians to promote good governance. On judiciary, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has adjourned ruling on the application seeking to quash the 15-count charge referred against the leader of the proscribed indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, to 8 April 2022. Justice Binta Nyako gave the order after the motion has been adopted by the defendant's counsel, Mike Ozeohome Sand, urged the court to quash the counts and set free Nnamdi Kanu. The defendant's counsel, in the written address, raised constitutional and jurisdictional issues, pleading with the court to dispense justice fairly and freely in the matter. The prosecution counsel, Shuaibu Labaran, urged the court to dismiss the application seeking to quash the 15-count charge against Nnamdi Kanu. It said the prosecution was ready to open its case on the matter. Globally, it is countries who are investing in science, technology, and innovation that are the leading nations in terms of industrialization. This came up in a meeting between the management team of the National Space Research and Development Agency and key players in space technology. Adebola Brooklyn Sunday reports.
Data published by the United Nations Statistics Division show that China, United States, Japan, Germany, and India are the top world's manufacturing superpower. A feat reached as a result of their huge investment in science and technology. This roundtable focuses its deliberation on the need for Nigeria to embrace space science and technology in order to tap the abundant opportunities inherent in it. Pioneer Director General of Nigeria's Space Agency, Senator Ajayi Borofis, is advocating better funding for the agency to acquire a ground station.
So if you have satellite in space and you cannot access it, it's useless. So it's the ground station that accesses the satellite in space. That is the connection.
It's like the engine that propels the space agency. That tells you the health of your satellite. It's also, you can hold the country to ransom because making data available starts with the ground station.
Senator Ajayi Borofis also visited Space TV, an online television station of the agency.
Space TV is going to help a lot. One, in educating Nigerians about the relevance of space to our economy. There's hardly any sector of the economy that space is not relevant.
The African Union's Agenda 2063 emphasized that Africa's development depends critically on science, technology, and innovation to be at par with developed world. Adebola Brooklyn, NTA News.
On agriculture, now, if you love eating vegetables, it's a decision stakeholders say you will never regret. And if you determine, here is an assurance of supplying the commodities from value chain participants, boosting the economy of dry season irrigation farming and food security of Nigeria. Hamza McCarthy reports from one of the hubs in Kaduna State.
This unique-looking cabbage may reach the market anytime soon. They are Royal and Oslo varieties, an indication farmers are embracing changes to improve quality and income. There are also exotic varieties including garden beet, cauliflower for the market. Finding shows in 2020, vegetables primary production for Nigeria was about 60 million tons. Beyond being a popular route for travelers to Katsina State, Hunkwi is worth the name home of vegetables production. It is a daily routine. Truckloads convey cabbage and other vegetable varieties to popular destinations across Nigeria. Nothing for the cow is wasted. Farmers also take care of local demand by middlemen to make profit. More plowing for another round of vegetables farming. Owner Umar Dikko Hunkui says farmers like him have responded to call by government to grow what the nation needs to feed itself. He raises concern about high cost of inputs. Suraja Abdullahi and others, while thanking God for blessings, want more friendly policies to promote vegetables cultivation. Hunkui Dam supplies water to the area.
The dam is gradually drying up and stakeholders are talking about it.
Nigeria is reported to have more than 30 traditional vegetable varieties, providing high income and impact on food security. Hamza Makalpi, NTA News.
With that report, we draw the curtain tonight. But before we go, a recap of the top stories. The Cross River State government is to synergize with the federal government on refugees' welfare in the state. Senator has adopted motion seeking investigation of abandoned National Primary Health Center projects. It was also in the news that House of Representatives has conducted a test run to ascertain credibility and transparency of proposed sections of Constitution review. That is it tonight. Thanks for watching. Good night.